Hey everyone, this is Dan from Nextech Group, and welcome to part 3 of our series on the Acumatica Construction Edition. Check out parts 1 and 2 if you missed those, or need more information, but let's jump right back into where we left off.
So with this, I'm going to look at my active projects, and this is going to bring up another list. It'll just give me the ability to look at my data. Again, I can slice and dice that any way I want to, and then I can pull open any of the projects that would be assigned to me. Again, if this was on my dashboard, just to go back and work on this last piece of navigation, I could run this from that piece as well. So we're going to go to this Palm Stage project that I mentioned first and log into that, and we're going to get to our project screen. This screen is the central hub of the entire construction piece because it's going to allow me to set all the settings that allow me to control billing, to manage a project, and do everything in one place. Again, that one-stop shop. I can always tell where I am in my system by looking at the top left-hand corner. So I'm looking at my project. It's going to tell me what project I'm looking at. And this top section here is never going to change. That's always my summary area. It's going to give me my project ID, who my customer is, what template I'm using inside of the system. So when I'm creating a new project, I have the ability to create it from a template or to set up my tasks and my work breakdown structure manually or through import. In this one, we picked a construction developer template, and that actually will create all the tasks and settings so that I don't have to continually do it every time I go in and set up a new project. Across the top, I have easy to use items to allow me to manage information within my record. So I can add a record level note, which is going to be kind of overall. And by clicking in there, I can type in a note. I can drag and drop files into my gray space or click a file and add it, right? And then if I have business events or workflow, those notifications that come through, they can be kicked off and viewed through there too. Across the top, I have my normal, click, save, plus, delete, all those things, depending on the rights you have. But one of the things that really sets Acumatica out is the ability to use this AI to go to those next steps. So instead of going into, I want to go run project billing, so I got to go over to my accounting area, depending on my rights, if I can do it, I can run project billing directly from the project. I can see, what's outstanding. I can, create a change request all from one area. I don't have to go navigating all over the place in the system. Underneath, I have the ability to continue that list. In this one, I can create a change order. And my actions menu, you'll see as we go through today, will change based on the location I'm in. So because I'm on a project right now, I can lock a budget. I can copy a project and make a copy and create another one. I can create another template. I can run allocations, anything that I might want to do with that project piece. Also, to keep it easy is with the base information I have and those common inquiries and reports that I might want to look at, so I don't have to go back over to the left side, I can click here, and if there's some that are predefined here, I could do that. So I could go look at my labor costs and rates. I can look at currency, cost projections, and it'll give me a list view like we were just on that shows me the information that I'm looking for. I can pop in a report that I have that's to this event. So, you saw there's a lot of construction reports, and I will definitely go show you those. But if there's some that manage what I'm doing right now, they will pop here too, so I can see and run them directly without having to go anywhere else. Across that top summary, it's going to keep track of the income, expenses, and where I am, including my margin on the project. And it's going to give me that ability to get that view in one place. Then I have tabs across the bottom that will allow me to go look at that data and make changes and manage my project. So again, if I'm a project manager, I can start from my project management dashboard, click right into my project and start working away, and then go back and review all my reports and make sure everything's working correctly. So I'm gonna start on the summary tab, and this is a tab that you fill in when you first create the project. This is going to show me all my basic project properties, including where I set up how I want to bill, right? Is it the time and task or time and cost code, what task level, what the start and finish date, my parameters for my project, who's going to manage the project. I can sit there and put any currency rates, especially if I do any multi-currency or anything of that nature. And then in the middle here is an important area where I can actually set what I want to be able to do or what people can do on my project. So I can sit there and say, I want to allow change orders. And if I click that, then the person with the rights to do so can come in and create a change order, send them for approval, and do that work. If I take it off, they won't be allowed to add any change orders. I can attach production rates, restrict equipment, employees. So any kind of setting that I want to do on the system, I can do here. I can set up my billing options, my currency. Any billing rules could be at the project or task level, which is a big benefit. And then I can say whether I can, on the fly, create my invoicing and billing, or do I want my accounting department to do it, on the back end? So you have that ability as well. And we'll show you that a little bit today. As I continue on, I have my ability to show project address information, again, that main information on my project, who I bill to, if I have a retainer, including workflows around my retainer to make sure that if I go past a certain amount, do I have my retainer billed? Do I start putting time against it? Those kind of things, right? And then to show the tight integration, you can actually select where you want the project entity to work within the rest of the Acumatica toolset. So I can say, I want my project to be visible pretty much anywhere, right? With this GL, APAR, whether it's my CRM module, and have them all linked. That means I can do a lot through my construction web space without having to go click on a lot of the other workspaces in the system. And again, keep it really easy to use. So to go through some of these tabs, in the day in the life of a project manager, I'm going to start with my tasks tab. Now, again, these tasks might be created with a template when you create the project, or they might be created, as you go through the project, and you can add them both by importing data, or you can add them right on this list. So if I drop this down, I can actually import or export from Excel, and I can bring that data into the system. The other thing I can do is use those different templates. One thing that's really nice here is I can also create what tasks I want to be active or not. So in this case, you see I have different lots. Maybe I'm not working on lot 5, 6, and 7 until after I finish 1 through 4. I can make those inactive until I complete the task, billing, budgeting, and everything for those preliminary tasks, and then move on to them. So I have full control over who's using what in the system. And again, you have some function. If you drop down the button here, we can populate dates, change our screen layouts. But again, we can import or export from Excel, and we can even load records from a file. It's simply opening up an Excel file. It'll do an automatic mapping. You can make any corrections and pull those lists in for those complex task lists. Next one I have is this revenue and budget tab. This is going to allow me to see everything that's going on with my project. And one of the nice things about this is I can change the way the look and feel of the project is. I can say, show me my group by task and make it simpler, and then I can see my different tasks. I can scroll across the bottom and extend out what I'm going to see on the form, so I can see all the different measurements I have from, what's my retainer to what my draft invoices are, and keep track of what everything's going on at the time. And I can make updates to this as I go along. As I go to my cost and budget tab, I also have the ability, this loads here, to see all the cost and budget items as I go across. I can even update these tabs. So instead of having to go into a record, as I'm working through my tool, I can come in and make any changes I want to. So I can update my percentage complete if I'm billing on a percentage. I can see that any time and materials time has been entered through a timesheet, and I can just click in any of these fields and update the price if I want to, and it will update automatically all the information at the top of the record. I can also group it by task to make it less information. I can, just by clicking, view any transactions that I have directly on this to get to the detailed level of my transactions. And when that pops up, I can even go to greater detail by clicking and linking in these items and going to the detailed part of that record. So if I see there's a transaction item, I can go back and click on that item and pull up that screen, all directly from my construction form, and see all the information. And as you see, anything that is then highlighted, I can continue to drive down into greater detail until I get to the very lowest detail that I'd like on the screen. Okay. The next one I want to show you is balances. So when I come to the balance screen, this is going to give me my P&L, my small P&L level for a project. I can sit there and see income, assets, things like that that are all in my view to see, right? My labor, material, my costs, all in one easy to manage location. For commitments, as I change things in, I can then come in and create a purchase order. So let's say I want to create a change request or a change order. And I come in and I look at my change orders and I add more materials. I'm going to add windows or doors and it updates my commitments. I could then come in and see the different commitments I have and create a purchase order. And you'll notice everywhere I see this small file with a yellow signal to it, it means that I am looking at something that's got an attachment to it. If I click on it, it will show me that attachment. So if I click on that, it'll pull up the attachment and I can see if it's a PDF or a file or anything that I want to look at. I can see any outstanding invoices. So if I want to bill anything at any point, or I've just run my billing cycle and done a, perform an invoice or anything of that nature, I can then click on my invoice and go see the detailed record of it. Right? I can pull up the invoice screen and then this will give me the detailed information for my invoice where I can make any changes, any updates. I can actually use DocuSign and other add-ins to send it directly from here, have it auto-sign and come back in. Again, if I go to my actions menu, you see it changes based on where I am. So before I was on the project form, now I'm on an invoice form. And from the invoice form, I can come in and I can email it. I can get correspondence back. I can run reports. So if I want to see the actual invoice, or I can run, for example, an AIA report. If I wanted to do that, I can run a report to give you an idea what those reports look like. And it easily comes up and shows me the reports in the system. There are three very robust reporting tools within inside of Acumatica. The first being this report writer, as you have the ability to come in and edit and build these reports. We have a financial report writer, and then we have the dashboards that we showed you at the very beginning. If I want to look at the actual dashboard, close that a little quick there, as I want to show you the actual invoice that comes up. If I go to my reports, I can print the actual invoice, and then you can see that as well. And again, these can be all altered to show your logo and everything that you want to see, but it's as easy as that to run invoices and see what the status is on your project. If I go to change orders, I can see the change orders that are currently in my system down here, right? So you can see I have one that's right now closed. We have to replace some extra windows, and then maybe we have some door replacements or updates for this project I want to see. If I want to go look at the details of that change order, I can do that by looking at those items in that change order. And it gives me the ability to come and see what effect that change order has on my project. I can see all the budget. I can see everything that's updated. And when I go through my ability to have these change orders, I can email a change order. Once they've got it, to come back, I take it off a hold, look at that, I come back and hit actions, and I can approve my change order and have it automatically update my project budget, time, everything that goes with that. Okay. Some more options that you can see. These are all tabs that are available on the project. So we have everything from activity history. It's going to show all the activity and items that we had on this record. We have the ability to look at equipment, what employees are working on it, approvals. So again, any approvals that I have, because I'm sitting in here as the project manager, would show up. So if it's a change order I had to approve, or approve that something was fixed and working correctly, they would apply here and I can come in and see them, as well as on my dashboard to show me that I have X number of items that I need to go back and approve. We also have things like attributes where you can add items that you would want to measure that aren't out of the box. So you can, any other fields, forms that you want to add to it that way. And then we have a compliance section. And my compliance will show me any compliance certifications, insurance, those kind of things, and when they would expire and when they would work with my project. In this case, I can see I have a certificate. It's actually right now created on the 20th. Or in 2020, but I can see that I actually have a copy of the certificate. If I click that link, I can actually open it up and get to the certification to show that I have them copied in my database. I can have the ability to have those update me. So when I have a compliance item that falls out of compliance, insurance is coming up within 30 days, an inspection certification is going to be expiring, I can have those notify me so that I have that information there. Estimating production orders and estimates, all part of that project module. So when I go to that construction module, you can see that I've got everything there from invoices, project tasks. I've got all the reports that I want to run. And if I want to put any of these up in that top area for me to see in my favorites, I simply go next to it and I hit that little star, and now that's moved to my favorites area so that next time I come in, if I don't want to go to my workplace and I just want to go to my favorites, it will be there. Just to give you a look at a couple of these workspaces, when I go in, I can see that I have compliance, I have project management. So if I'm in my day in life and my project manager, between my dashboard and this workplace, I'm probably here, right? Request for information, project issues. So just going into more detail from what I saw on that dashboard, I can click on my project issues and see the different things that are going to be available to me, what's out there, what priority are, who's assigned to them. I can assign people those kind of things. So I can see if I've got some kind of design change, or as simple as a hole in a wall. So we've got others as well from time and expenses, services that like Chris talked about today. Obviously, this being a pretty tight time frame, really working in that how would a project manager work through that. So recapping that, I would go into back to my dashboards as I'm working through them. I can see everything from my site, again, what's going on live. I can look at my lists that give me my information to be able to quickly and easily drive through the solution to get the information that I would like to see. Since we have a few minutes left before I have some questions, I want to make sure we go through some of the reports so you can see how they work. So when I come in here, I have reports on my right-hand side. I'm going to scroll down and show you a project whip report because it's got some good information in it. And every report is going to pop up with the ability to run either a template or set parameters to run my report. So when I come in, I can just simply run my report, or I can set my parameters, and it's going to run my report. Again, you can have full control over this to edit it, put your logo, change colors, anything you want to do with it. And you'll notice in reports, we also have the blue hyperlinks, which allow us to drill down into it. So if I'm a project manager and I run this report and I see my information from my Palm Estates here, I'm going to go into it and just drill down there so I can get to the sub-report and see more information about what I have going on with that project and the work in progress, and then continue to dive deeper and deeper all the way into, boy, I see lots going on with lot one. Let me go look at lot one. And I drill that down, and I am then again in my project management project workspace where I can do my work. There's quite a few out of the box reports in construction. So I'll go back to my project manager again here, and I could be managing my day. If I want to go and look at reports, the second run report out of my dashboard is going to be my XMI report, or I can come and see project management style reports, right? So I can see project balance. I can see project tasks if I want to click on the project task report. And again, I can then come in and say, oh, what customer I want to see this for, right? And I want it for Baker, which is a company that was doing that work. It's predictive typing, so see what I'm selecting. Once I do that, I can run my report and see that information available for me to dig in and look and manage my day. But just take a quick recap of what we've done in this brief overview. There's a lot to construction, and we're more than happy to go into a detailed demo with you on a one-on-one basis and learn about your requirements. You drive from the dashboard or from your workplaces throughout the tool. We walked in showing the different elements inside a different dashboard, and then going into the construction modules to see how you can do a day in the life of a project manager, working within my project, managing everything from assignments to billing, updating my records, updating the percentage complete, looking to see who's billing time, and getting all that information in one place to quickly adding records and managing my system, to then running reports that will allow me to see all this information. We also have the ability to do all of this on our mobile device. Again, we don't have much time to show that today, but going forward, we can on a more detailed demo to show you how to enter time on site, to enter a picture of an issue that you find and attach it to a record, and how that would flow through the system. So there's a lot to construction, but again, to give you that high overview today to show you what it looks like from dashboard through working through the one-stop shop in construction. Hopefully that comes through. With that, I'm going to hand it back over to Chris. Have any questions or any closing items you want to cover?
First question I see for you, Chris, is can you use your solution on a mobile device?
Yep. So yeah, we kind of covered that, but yeah, we definitely can. It does automatically scale it in, so it's not like you have to move around automatically. Appropriately size it to whatever device you're using, whether it's an iPad or a mobile device, or any type of tablet. So yeah, that's the part that's really kind of cool about it. And so it's really nice if you're a project manager, you're on the site, you forgot to do a transmittal or a submittal, you can do that right there and not have to run into the job trailer to do that kind of stuff. If you need to do it right then and there, having that mobility and iPad capability is really nice.
It looks like we got a couple questions on inventory. I'll just read them off to you. You can maybe just handle them both at the same time. Are you able to handle inventory that needs to be allocated to a job? And can Acumatica also track inventory on trucks?
Oh, yep. So absolutely. So that's just a different site, a different warehouse, and so we can track that. As you transfer items to a truck, so that you can track that on a truck and then obviously issue it to a work order or to a job. Not a problem. And then it does do a good job with inventory. So yeah, you can have inventory on hand. You can purchase just for the job if you need to, but if you do actually inventory items and then you issue it to a job later, that also can certainly be handled through the system.
All right, and it looks like we have one last question. Can you also track small tools and assign them to an employee?
Yeah, absolutely. So that is a good question that pops up a lot. If I'm doing self-performing work and I definitely have tools that I'm assigning and loaning to an employee, we can track all that as well in the inventory modules to make sure we can track small tools, because those get lost a lot. So that is something that people definitely want to try to control as much as they can. This is Dan from Nextech Group again, and that was part 3 of our Acumatica Construction Edition walkthrough. This is a fantastic ERP solution for the construction industry, and we really enjoy covering it for you. Don't forget to like and comment if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you want to keep up with our latest work. Thanks everyone.